Previously on Unranked.
Also, what do you think this Nintendo accessory is?
I wonder if it's I wonder if it's just a control. Like, I wonder if it's the Joy-Cons. So for
But it
those
had
not
like
in
a
the-
display.
Oh, I just heard that it had like Wi-Fi capabilities or something.
So wireless. So it has like a very large band. So it's really good at motion. It's really good at like detecting. So people think that it might be a wearable, like a watch. Could this be a DS accessory?
Oh, so you attach it. Oh,
Yeah.
and that's how they're gonna do DS on Nintendo Online.
You get a separate display. Maybe the next Pokemon game will be incorporated to work like Pokemon Go. So you can play a Pokemon Go style real Pokemon game. Now, again, it's Nintendo, so it's going to be disappointing and it's going to be none of these interesting ideas. Or it just will never come to fruition. We'll never see. Or we'll just never see it.
What was that? The finger, the vitality sensor,
The vitality
for the Wii?
sensor,
the like thing you put on
maybe
your
this
finger.
is it. Maybe they figured out what they needed to do. For
Finally,
their
3
Nintendo
generations later, nearly 20 years after the launch of the fucking Wii.
I mean, they did come out with Pokemon Sleep.
I mean, they did. That's a game that exists, and people play it or sleep it. I don't know how it necessarily works.
They're gonna have something
shit.
weird.
Yeah, they were like, "Fuck, we still need to make some weird shit."
They
Here's
got to
a
do their
fucking
thing,
DS
man.
screen that's also a watch.
Hello and welcome. It is the 449th episode of the Unranked podcast. This is Christian Humes here with Alex Marinello and Tom Caswell.
I didn't get a chance to say hello.
Hello.
You never really know what I'm throwing at you at the beginning. Is it the right podcast number? Am I going to do the names in order?
I mean, it usually is. You haven't done the wrong podcast number in a long time.
The big question nowadays is, do you have an opportunity to do a personalized greeting, or am I just introducing the show and we begin?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to go straight into Survivor, even though we're not a Survivor podcast.
It
But,
becomes a Survivor podcast for the months that Survivor's playing. It progressively happens, like it goes first episode, we barely talk about it. Finale episode, we talk about nothing else.
You're not wrong.
Anyway.
I mean, listen, this week's episode of Survivor was pretty ridiculous. So,
It was great. Let's get into the Pokemon, then we can talk about Survivor then.
Yeah, sure. I hate this Pokemon.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Oh,
Way
yeah.
to bury
He's got to play the jingle. Let him play the jingle.
Jesus.
All right, go ahead. Fucking play it.
It's the 449th Pokemon. It sounds like Alex knows who it is, so why don't you tell us?
It's Hippopotas.
Oh. Tom, how would you pronounce that?
Hippopotas.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, interesting.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, you
It
did.
basically looks like it's.
Oh,
it's,
it's actually pronounced
Hippopotas.
Hippopotas. Yeah, Hippopotas.
All right, whatever. Its nose looks like the Mog Goblin like parts in Breath of the Wild, like when like they drop like a piece. It's not a this Pokemon sucks. I hate this Pokemon. Okay.
Well, let's just get into the design real quick. It is a big little chunky hippopotamus. It's the camo desert colors is what I would describe it as. It's yellow and browns. Its back is like a camo pattern. It's big old schnoz. It's got big old schnoz for a face.
Got a big old schnoz and don't care.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. It is a ground type Pokemon. It is what you think it is. If I just said it's a desert camo hippopotamus Pokemon with a big nose, you're picturing it exactly.
And like comic eye, like cartoon eyes.
It does have cartoon eyes. That's true. Yes.
Yeah.
Those are some rare eyes. Like if Rare, the team who made the original Donkey Kong Country games, were to make
Donkey Kong's
a Pokemon,
eyes.
They would have made this Pokemon.
They would have. This has such big Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Rare replay vibes.
Yeah.
Like this would be like
it's like Claptrap. It's like a Kremling.
This is like when they were trying to figure out one of those games and they were just like throwing things at the wall and they were like, what if it's a hippo that like
Yeah.
has a big nose and they do like and it gets scrapped, right? Because it's not
Yep.
a good enough idea. This is that fucking Pokemon.
Now, I will say it does have the sort of enhanced larger features, like the way the eyes are and the way the big nose is, and it's like very round because it's the base stage of the Pokemon. It doesn't have an evolution,
Yes.
so they try to make it kind of like fat and cute.
Yeah.
But it is a little bit, it's a bit more like swollen. It kind of looks a bit more like there's a better Pokemon underneath there and it got stung by a bee and now you can't see the face.
I'm also disappointed that it's ground type. I understand why they've done this, but I really do think like I look at that nose and I'm like a perfect like water. It shoots water. Yeah, groundwater at the very least, if not a water thing, but it's not. It shoots sand.
Its evolution looks
nostrils.
dope though, so it at least is going to go somewhere. But Alex, why don't you tell us about the name?
Sure. This is the easiest one I've ever had to do. Hippopotas is derived from hippopotamus.
That's
Wait,
it.
wait.
That's it. That's the whole thing.
Wow.
Oh my God.
I love how you had to go check as if I'm fucking lying.
It's not that I think you're lying, Alex.
It's different to see it in person.
I've never seen that. I've never seen that. I wanted to see it for myself.
You wanted to see it for yourself.
Yeah. I've never seen this on Bulbapedia.
I'll also say, since I'm usually down here in the Bulbapedia article, for all the Pokemon, I'm usually down here. This is one of the shortest trivia sections for a Pokemon. And both trivias are terrible. Who cares?
Okay.
I guess maybe the only thing to note is that it's based on a hippopotamus, although its behavior is the inverse of that of a real life species. Hippos are more active during night and often submerge themselves in water, while Hippopotas is more active during the day and hates getting wet.
That's fun.
Okay.
It's fun. It's a little fun.
Is it fun?
Yeah, they just have backwards hippos in this world.
All right, I'll tell you some right now. Oh wait, you wanted to do the Pokedex?
Yeah, I will say really bad shiny colors. Swap the browns for green.
Dude, it's terrible.
It's bad. It's bad. I do think, Tom, you should text Giovanni and be like, hey, the last 448 Pokemon may have been based on things in their name, but Hippopotas is derived from hippopotamus. Right. I think he should know.
And then on top of the shiny, you have the like male female. Do you see that? That color swaps.
I'm gonna go ahead and give you a Pokemon Pokedex entry. Though large and languid, Hippopotas is difficult to detect due to its tendency to burrow into and lurk beneath the soil. When agitated or excited, it expels sand from its nostrils. All right.
Cool. I vote for this one to go pretty far down, maybe in the bottom 10 area. I mean, up to you.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Certainly have a look. Certainly possible, but if you remember, the bottom 10 are so bad.
It's certainly possible, Tuna. It's certainly possible.
This is pretty bad.
Oh, here we go. It's hard to find this list. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so I think it's closer to the.
It's not going above the bottom 20.
So here's where I think. I think it's below Starly. So I think it's between 51 and 54. I think it's probably 54.
Look at
I think it's better than Bronzor.
Oh, I don't know if I agree with that. Tom?
What's Chingling look like?
Chingling?
Is that the keys?
I mean, Bronzor is just a piece of metal.
Oh, Chingling's the chime. I fucking hate that thing.
And I will say this about Hippopotas.
It's a big slop down here, isn't it?
It looks It's one of those Pokemon that definitely looks better from other angles, like, and its animations. If you look at the animated forms, like when it opens its mouth and stuff, definitely cooler.
I will say that a lot of these, or maybe not. Oh no. No, no, no. I don't know. I'm really torn. I'm really torn.
In what way?
In the
which
way
are
that
you torn?
I'm
What are you sending this picture for?
I mean, Alex, I'm basically saying it is the 9th worst. I'm putting it in the bottom 10 by saying
Yeah,
at
that's
above at
no,
54.
I think I hate it even more. I think it needs to
Okay.
go lower. Yeah.
How much lower though? I don't want to make it. I don't think this is the worst we've ever seen.
No, it's not. It's
Above
not.
Amber Palm. Above Amber Palm.
Yeah, I mean, it is better than Ambipom. You really think fucking like
I'm
Cherim is
looking at
better than this
Gastro.
Pokemon? Cherim
Yeah.
sucks. Cherim doesn't even look. Cherim doesn't even have a face. Cherim is literally just a fucking closed like tulip.
I fucking hate that Gastrodon. Okay. Okay.
I
above
like it. I
Cherim,
like it in
below
the 9.
Bronzor.
All right.
Above Cherim, below Bronzor.
Mm.
I don't like this Gastrodon thing, actually. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I think that's where I'm
So the
settling.
bottom 10 is filled with shit.
Duds.
There's a reason it's the bottom 10.
Duds.
Yeah.
All right, there it is. Hippopotas, number 55.
Hippopotas.
We only have like 40 left.
I mean, I can't believe it.
Season 5 coming in hot.
Can you believe it?
Season 5 filled with bangers. Filled with bangers.
Yep.
Best generation since Generation 1 of Pokemon. It's great.
Well, I'll believe it when I see it.
It's great.
So, if I could kick it off,
please
I'd like. So while we have Chris here, right?
Well, actually, I just will add my personal curiosity. Is there a presentation today, or is that next week?
No, it's next week.
Okay.
Should I tease? Okay. Should I tell you what the presentation is so we get like
no.
Up to oh, okay.
No.
What I have planned, the more that it is a mystery, the better.
But is it actually going to be a presentation or?
Yes.
Okay.
What, like a PowerPoint?
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
All right, great.
What is it going to be?
I got to do a lot of these things, so I got to jazz it up. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like Tuna, who's like doing a PowerPoint maybe every month, maybe.
Have you guys
a lot of material?
Have you guys
also,
done?
I promise, if I can execute what I want to execute, it will absolutely not let you down.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Speaking of the challenge, how you guys doing on the challenge? Have you attempted it?
I did my first attempt last night.
How'd it go?
Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Pretty good.
I've got some ideas. I've got some thoughts.
Got some thoughts and ideas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where do you think you are? Do you think you're pushing the limit already? Do you think you're?
I mean, close? I did one run, but I think I basically spent the run trying to develop a strategy for future runs. It's basically what I did. Yeah.
Okay.
You've just been playing it a lot, I guess.
I mean, I've been playing the game a whole bunch just because I enjoy it. I was playing as the Teddies pretty much for a while.
Yeah, you must be annoyed that we're not playing as the Teddies.
A little bit, yeah. But then I thought about how like you could get cheap with the Teddies and yeah.
I feel like this is much more skill derived, like in a way.
Well, I think with the squirrels, you'll find that it's harder, and I think it'll be less of a chance of us all tying. You know, because it is a time thing. It does. There is a certain amount of time that it takes you to get from point A to point B. So you know there are like things you could do to shave off time, but at the end of the day, there's going to be a max that you're going to be on. So. All right. Speaking of other challenges, this has nothing to do with challenges. Survivor back in full swing.
It does have something to do with challenges. It literally has.
Loving this season and also hating this season. I think I just don't like the people, but I like the drama. I like what's unfolding. So
my favorite person that I called out on episode 1, I'm a big fan of.
Who is?
Genevieve, I told you on episode 1.
Genevieve.
Teresa and I immediate vibes of we had her on screen. I think she talked to the camera in the first episode for about 5 seconds, and we were both like, "That's our number 1 pick for the draft." So she drafted her. That was my number 1 pick in our draft. Which, by the way, our league, I've been boned by Yellow Team.
Yeah.
I've been boned.
There's a test team in our league.
I know. I sent them a message to remove it. Like it's so funny. Just ignore it.
So there's okay. So I liked toward the end of the episode when Genevieve when what's his name gets mentioned and they do like that little editing thing where it's like like
it's like a flashback.
Yeah, it was so
let me set the stage because I think we should give context to people that don't know.
Go.
There's this guy Rome. He's on the red team. We hate him.
Yeah, we hate him. Oh my god, he's the worst.
Yeah, he thinks he's the ringleader and he wants to vote out.
He also thinks he's just running the show Survivor.
Isn't he weirdly actually like a combination of he's actually pretty good at this, but he's also it's like if you built a character and you just gave him like 0 points on the social aspect of his skills. he might even have like a negative debuff aspect on the social aspect.
Yeah, but it's in a very specific way where he is just like hounded. Like he's basically making existence for this one person that he doesn't like. He wants them out so bad he's making it a hell for them, like following them when they're trying to go for idols, like literally standing right next to them as they're walking everywhere they go. Like all of the complaints we've had this season about people being very like up other people's asses and shit, this guy's literally tied to his hip.
Well, I wouldn't mind if he was like following.
He fucking threatens him.
I know. He
fucking goes up to him and he is like, if you don't give me your shot in the dark, I'm gonna steal your vote tonight. And it's like so fucked.
Yeah. So the other thing, so Rome following him around while he's looking for idols, I didn't mind that as much as what I minded. Well, I didn't mind like
it was the way he went about it.
It was the way he went about it, the way he was standing literally right next to him.
Yeah.
Like this says that he's not the first person ever to follow someone around while they were looking.
What would you have done in that scenario?
So, but the thing that pissed me off.
Okay, sorry.
Answer that question in a second. But the thing that pissed me off, and the thing that when I texted you guys when I said I fucking hate Rome, is because Saul, whatever. He said, I'm going to go sit on the beach.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to look for the item. And Rome goes, I'm going to sit right next to you. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, now you've crossed the line into I just don't like you, and I'm going to make your life on this island hell.
Yeah.
And that, to me, was the transition from gameplay to being a fucking dick.
Yeah.
And he is a fucking dick. And he is so full of himself. It's one thing to be like, I'm going to challenge this and blah, blah, blah.
No, it's just being a bully.
He's just being an asshole.
And
just really annoying. He's just an annoying person.
To a guy who has been nothing but gracious to him.
Yep.
This guy has shown him so much patience. He makes that joke about
Soul wants to just fucking deck this guy.
Yeah, totally.
There was one point when I'm telling you right now, when Rome sat down next to him on the beach and said, you have to vote this way. And if you don't vote this way and you don't give me your shot in the dark, I'm going to steal your vote, which means that you won't get your vote and you won't be able to play your shot in the dark. And he says that, and the feeling in me, it was almost like that thing where you have those movies where someone imagines punching someone and it cuts and they never did it. You know what I mean? I thought we were going to get a shot that they recreated. Or I don't know how they would have pulled, but I was like, deck this motherfucker. And he would have been within the right to fucking punch him right in his fucking face. But instead he was like, are you serious, dude? Like, are you really going to behave like this? And I was like, wow, what fucking...
That's some restraint, man. Shit. That is some restraint. Yeah, Saul has shown nothing but restraint, and I thought that it was perfect that in the immunity challenge, Rome couldn't do like not one.
Brooke was convinced he was throwing it, and I was like, I mean, he's doing so poorly. Surely he was
just sitting down.
But I was like, I think he is that prideful that he would find this really embarrassing. He would never throw it like this.
No.
And then it turns out, no, he just like really was a fucking idiot.
Yep.
Oh my God. So anyway, so the plan, he thinks the plan is get rid of Saul. but everyone else wants to use that as an opportunity to strike, and everyone vote on Rome.
Rome.
So the plan was, Sol might be without a vote because he was going to steal it. Teeny might, she ended up losing her vote from doing a activity, going on a thing, a journey, as they say.
A field trip.
So she had lost the vote. So there were potentially only 3 votes in play. Rome thought they were going to go on Sol, but this guy Keyshawn was like, no, we're going to put them on Rome. And then what ended up happening is that Keyshawn wanted to, well, it's confusing, but he basically was like telling Rome, tell Sol that the vote is going to be on Genevieve, right? To convince him. And so he put Genevieve's name out there with like as a plan within a plan, right? Like, because he wanted Rome out. And Rome brings that up to, Genevieve, and then she flips the script. Rome ends up stealing Keyshawn's vote, which forces, and then so he has 2 votes, puts them on Keyshawn. What's her name? Puts it on Keyshawn.
Yeah, Genevieve.
The woman, Genevieve, puts it on Keyshawn.
She's the new Parvati. She's a Black Widow. I said it to Therese before they got into the tribal council.
I love that.
She was like, fuck. She was like, I don't want to. I was like, it's not. I was like, it's Keyshawn. I told her, I was like, it's Keyshawn. I'm like, Rome trusts no one. And Genevieve sits around very quietly. And Rome, and she told Rome what she wanted to do. And he's got no other play. If he goes against her, then he knows he's boned
screwed.
Now.
Yeah. Yep. It was honestly an absolutely masterful move.
Oh, it was great. Amazing. It was amazing.
In a way,
it was incredible.
I don't think we've seen in a while.
We have not seen a move like that in a long time.
It made sense on every level to do.
Yep.
It was kind of foolproof.
Yep.
And it kind of kept Genevieve in good standing.
Yep.
It brings Sol into the game.
Yep.
He's now no longer on the outs. We get to keep Rome, who is an incredible villain. I want to beat the shit out of him.
He is.
His game is going to collapse if he makes it submerge.
If he keeps acting, if he doesn't have kind of like how Andy's had a little bit of a change of heart, although he is a ticking time bomb. He'll do or say something, and I think like he's going to snap and he's going to like have another thing. Like, what did he say?
Like, I can't believe
he say to Sierra. He said something to Sierra that made me think like, he went up and he was like, so what do you think about the fact that everyone thinks you and Sam are dating?
Oh yeah.
I was like, dude, don't be fucking weird about this, man.
Yeah, he's so weird. He's such a weirdo. But it's like there's so many like I would say there's a decent number of like really in your face characters this season, and a good 100%. Number of people that I don't even know the fucking name.
Yeah, the writers are killing it this season.
Like right, they're killing it.
And honestly, the moment that it happened, like the last time I can remember kind of having this like really great moment was when like in 45 Austin and Dee orchestrated that one person on their team to go, and it was a huge blindside that I didn't see coming at all. Obviously we saw this one coming, but it had that same feeling because like afterwards Keyshawn like looks at her like, are you fucking serious? Like he was like, I trusted you, like, and then Teeny afterwards. And I really like Teeny as well. And now like she has completely been put on this like back foot position, and she's like kind of pleading like, are you fucking serious? Like, wow. Good.
Before we end
good stuff.
Oh yeah. Before we end the Survivor convo, just wanted to bring up 2 things. What's her name? Sue?
Yes.
Right? Sue. Dude. Sue coming out with Sue coming out with, they don't know. I told them I was 45. I mean, I look at her and I'm like, you're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to bring up.
She looks 65.
I'm going to bring up the next thing. She's like, okay. I'm 58. I told them I look 45. I'm thinking to myself, if I saw, I'm in the camera, I could, I think you were 65. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Okay, that's number one. You're
Well,
not
she
fooling
clearly
anyone.
looks like she needs to use sunscreen. Her skin
Yeah,
looks like
her
leather.
skin looks terrible, and she's way older than 45. And I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
anyone with fucking eyes can see that she's over
The
45.
reaction from the guy when she said that, he was like very
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that's great."
Oh, that's great. Yeah, yeah. Not like, oh my god, no. Um, and the other thing is her whole. I understand that we've never seen this happen before, when you're trying to get an idol and you get red paint everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, but her handling of that could not have been worse. I mean, it was. But
Yep.
the funny thing is that no one knows what happened because this has
Correct.
never happened before.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they can't think in their minds, wait, did she get an idol or an advantage that had to do with paint? And that's why she has paint on her? Like they're thinking, this woman's out of her fucking mind. They think that she's
She
going
has the
crazy.
machete because the whole thing is that she had to grab the machete to chop a rope and it dropped a bucket that the idol
Yeah.
was in and it was spelled.
Yeah.
So she, the one line that made me double over was she's there. They clock the machete. They look at all the red splotches. They're like, is that hair on your blood? Are your hands bleeding? She was like, oh. And then she starts saying, yeah, I just cut myself with a machete. Like she doesn't
Right.
know what to say.
Yeah, I didn't know
And she
what to
goes,
do.
she's like, I'm fine. I did something really stupid, but like, I'm fine. And I'm
Yeah.
like, no, there's no more line of questioning. Like she's just there, like doing her absolute best, which is floundering
And
in
she goes,
front of these.
I bit the back of my tongue, not the front of my
Oh,
tongue
is
that I
that
would
what
be
she
able to show
said?
you. Yeah, that I'd be able to show you. She goes, I bit the back of my tongue. And
I
I'm like
didn't
thinking to
even hear
myself,
that. I must have been
why
laughing
would you
my
have
ass
blood
off.
on your
Well, that was after she said, "Oh, I'm an idiot with the
funny.
machete," and they were like, "You cut?"
Yes.
No,
Right.
no, I didn't cut myself.
I didn't cut
So
myself.
where's all the? They were like, "It's in your hair."
It
I
was
just don't
literally like
understand why she
it
didn't
was a
just pick
toddler
up the
getting caught.
idol with like a leaf and not get anything red on her, and then just take it into the ocean and just leave the mess.
Yeah,
No
leave
one
the
will know.
mess.
Everyone will
Who
know
gives
there's
a
a
shit?
mess. No one will know who caused the mess.
Right. It would just be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, she was literally like a 5-year-old
Yeah.
getting caught when the parents know. So, you know what I mean? Like, did you eat, like, you got powdered sugar on your face? And you're like, did you have donuts? No. Like,
Yeah.
seriously. All
I liked
right.
it though. The
Oh, it
game
was
definitely
hilarious.
needs more little things like that.
Yeah.
I think they tried to do it with this like idol within an idol box thing,
That
which
was,
because it's like, well, if they have to play the idol this episode, there's no tension. Like the
right.
idol is only interesting when it's like, is someone going to play it or not? But like, no, they
Mhm.
have to play it within the first
Right.
thing or the third thing or whatever.
Yep.
And yeah, so more creative things like that.
Yeah.
Makes me more keen for
What have
it,
you guys been doing? What have you guys been playing? What is the situation? Christian?
Great question.
Balatro.
Oh, okay.
Balatro.
Is there anything
Balatro
new
on my iPad. Yeah,
Anything
it's
new?
still
Is
the
there
best
a new
game of the
joke?
year.
Yeah. But any new jokers, updates, different decks, anything like that?
I mean, there's some jokers I got that I hadn't seen before.
Joker's wild.
Okay.
Yeah.
Impractical.
All right.
Yeah,
I started
Impractical,
playing.
yeah.
I started playing Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a fantastic game. I'm really enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. I have 2 complaints.
Okay.
Number 1 is you walk around cloaked,
Yeah.
and you then tell people that your name is. This isn't spoiling anything. I don't think there really is anything you can spoil in a Zelda game story-wise. But she says she's cloaked to hide herself, but then she tells people that she's Zelda, and people don't know who she is. So I thought that was a little weird that you don't know the Princess Zelda.
Yeah.
And the second thing is there's a point where you can do combat in a way that isn't summoning things.
Yep.
Okay. And I actually don't like that. I would have rather they leaned all the way in heavy into the echo power and not into, oh, remember, you can still play.
Do the Link stuff.
You could still do the Link stuff. And it's like, no, take that shit out. Make it her own thing and figure out a way to do it that isn't bringing Link back in. That's just my 2 cents, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's a good, again, these kinds of games, like I'm not looking for the story. I'm not looking for this like epic twist in this, whatever. The gameplay's fun. The dungeons are fun. The puzzles are fun. If that's it, then, pick up and play a couple hours and then turn it off. Great game. That's all I got for you. We've been sick
Yeah,
here in the house, so.
it's I I'm probably a bit high. Granted, I haven't played too much this last week, but I think I totally get where you're coming from regarding the sword fighter form, which is the like link powers, which are basically on a timer. Or what is it? It's a bar, it's a gauge that it goes
It's an
down, and
energy
then you
bar.
need
It's
to
like
like
your energy
refill
bar.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an energy bar. So if you're
I
gonna
th
summon the link power, you get to use it for maybe 10 seconds. But
yeah,
I would have rathered
it's not a
them
long
lean.
time.
No, but I'd
Yeah.
still rather like don't even have it. Like I think that it's a crutch that they like couldn't let go of.
Mm,
And it's like you can let go
yeah.
of it. It would have been fine.
Yeah.
I think
It
that
would, yes.
the
Because
echoes
it's
are
not,
great. Like there's some
yeah,
really good ones that you can
yep,
use, and it's interesting to beat a boss. Like I've
use
fought a
that
couple bosses
power.
so far, and
Yeah.
I try very hard not to use it because I
Yeah.
think that it's almost like a get out of jail free card
Yeah.
because it is a lot harder to try to get the echoes to work
Yeah, to
to beat
line
the
up
boss. Yeah,
perfect. You're almost building like, what is it? What, Rube Goldberg? What is it called?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like a system like that where it's like, all right, I need to send the thing to go out and then
Mhm.
time this one to do this, and like,
Do you know
Mhm.
where
because
that
they
comes from? The
no, I have
name?
Rube,
no idea. Is it
Rube,
Rube Goldberg?
Yeah,
Okay.
Rube
yeah,
Goldberg.
Okay.
yeah. Is it a guy?
Yeah.
I figured it was the inventor of
But
it
you
or the
know,
first person to
like,
do
why
it
would it be named after that guy?
because
No,
he was the
tell us.
first person
This
to
is the
do
first
it.
one to do a stupid puzzle like that.
Is it a
Kind
puzzle?
of. Kind of.
Okay.
Is it a puzzle?
He was a cartoonist. There were
Oh.
illustrations, and
Oh.
the
Oh.
character would like fall, and like it would like this thing would cause that thing, because this thing, because that thing.
Oh,
But it wasn't
interesting.
actually like contraptions that were being made.
I see.
Right. That's smart though.
And
That's
so
I like it.
someone
good.
would make contraptions, and they would say they were like Rube Goldbergian, and then it just became known
Became
as like a Rube
the
Goldberg
Goldberg
machine.
machine. Right.
Right.
It's just weird that it ended
Yeah.
up being a cartoonist and not someone actually making the
They
thing that we
have done
call
the
the Rube
thing.
Goldberg machine.
Yeah.
Although there's a bunch of things like that in the lexicon where it's like
Yeah.
semi like pulled from. In terms of games, the big one that I have been, well, for a while we were attempting to play, but have been able to play the last couple of days has been Diablo and Vessel of Hatred,
Oh,
the expansion.
yep.
Um, Spiritborn, new class, very cool. To the point, and so much fun to play to the point that it makes the other classes look like they kind of need to be overhauled a bit because the variety that the class offers, it has 4 animal spirits and they each have like different elemental powers tied to them. So for example, eagle is lightning, and gorilla is like smashing shit and like ground pounds and stuff, and it just offers a ton of variety, and you can do really interesting builds. And like I have a build that has things across all of the different spirits, and it just feels flexible in a way that the other ones feel a little bit more rigid. So I wouldn't be surprised if next expansion they like overhaul all the characters to kind of make them line up a bit more.
Mm.
I also am enjoying the story, simply because it is a very simple follow up to the main campaign, which was a very big story with lots of characters and plot threads. And this is just like you are trying to find this character kind of thing. And the new area is really cool. It's this rainforest, this jungle. It's very different from any of the biomes that we've experienced in the game so far. So like that. And all of the little the best thing has been the quality of life fixes. All the stuff to do with loot has been completely revamped. So now you're not constantly your inventory is filled with loot. You get it less often, but it's better. Things like diamonds, and you can get gems that you socket into each of the bits of armor and weaponry. Those don't take up space in your inventory anymore, which is great because you'd always be filled with these gems and you wouldn't be able to pick anything up. So those aren't a part of it. And then they have these things called rune words, which are really fucking cool.
Are they like Radiolite?
It's better than Radiolite. It's better than Radiolite. So the idea being that some weapons and some pieces of armor have 2 sockets, right? So you could potentially put 2 gems in them that like one increases your strength, one it brings your cooldowns down by a couple of seconds or whatever it is. So you could either put 2 gems in, or you can put into runes, and each rune is one half of a whole. The first half is an action rune, essentially, where it's like, if you do this, something will happen. Like, if you do your ultimate, you will do something else. And that something else is the other rune that is powers borrowed from other classes. So you can mix and match. So I have one that is every time I drink a healing potion, this like wolf spirit comes out to help me for like 10 seconds and like fucks and it's got frost abilities and stuff. And so you can mix and match these runes to kind of have, you know,
head of a lion.
Or I've got a swarm of swarm of locusts and insects is another one that I have. So it's very cool. Very cool update. I would say that if you are someone who hasn't checked out Diablo 4 and wants to, it's a great time to do it. The game is so much. It was already in a pretty good shape when it launched, but it's in a way better shape now. This does feel like the update that, like a really good stepping forward, whereas like I just played Starfield's DLC, which was like really disappointing, and this feels very much like the inverse. So we've been having a ton of fun with that. Played a tiny little bit of the new Destiny episode. Haven't really been able to dive into it because of Diabs, as we call it. Diabs.
Oh yeah.
Got filled my battle pass on Fortnite.
Oh yeah.
Always got to do the battle pass.
Gonna do my dailies.
Okay.
Christian,
when is my Alan Wake DLC coming out?
Your Alan Wake?
It's supposed to be this month.
It's made just for me.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it maybe shadow dropped on Halloween, but also Halloween is Dragon Age, so I think should come out before then.
Yeah, those two things have a lot of crossover.
It's just a game that is going to take up a little bit of the oxygen in the room. Do they care about that? Maybe not. It's not a huge deal if they launch on the same day, but it's also not the only game to launch that day, because also that Horizon remaster, although that likely would be at the bottom of the fucking pile.
Yeah. Come on there.
Come on there.
Very popular series. It's very popular.
Yeah. Walkabout Mini Golf came out today on mobile.
Oh yeah.
I did my pre-order. Got it on my iPad and my phone now.
Right.
Yeah, pre-ordered the app. It's $4.99. It's pretty cool. It's only on iOS right now. They said that they're gonna look at Android later, but not till after the game is like gone through. They would want to like really polish it and everything else before they even consider that.
Does it only come with the original maps, or is it?
It comes with like quite a few maps, and then there is the DLC. So there's the DLC pack. Yeah,
but is it bundling any of the older DLCs, or is it the same?
I didn't even look at that.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't look at that.
I'm gonna check it out.
I just it installed today. I got a notification, but I played it a bunch because I had the
the beta or whatever.
Yeah. But it's really cool on iPad, especially.
Fuck yeah!
And I think actually the dopest thing about it is a lot of people have like a Quest 2, right?
Oh, it's #1 in sports. That's awesome.
Oh, that is awesome. A lot of people have like a Quest 2 or a Quest 3, right? Like there are plenty of people that have a VR headset, but very few people have 2. This will allow you to play multiplayer because it's crossplay with VR. So you don't even need to buy the DLC. Like this is a great way for like Tom, you could play this with Brooke. Just give Brooke the iPad and you go into the VR, and like that's pretty sweet. I think that's actually like
it's
awesome.
cool. It's cool.
So, and the fact that it has all the maps.
Yeah. I've been looking kind of also for like a game to like have a quick fiddle with.
Well, I mean, there is Balatro.
There is there is Balatro as well. I do have it installed. I did play a
It
little
is
bit.
in Apple Arcade.
I know. I've got that. I've got that sucker. Balatro Plus, I believe.
Yeah, Balatro Plus.
Apple Arcade title. Um, yeah, it's cool. I like it. I love the visual style. I also am a big fan of its haptic usage. It's something that a lot of mobile games don't take full advantage of. It feels literally like a pack of cards being shuffled. Like it's very good use of the haptics there.
Oh, so I saw Beetlejuice over the weekend.
Oh,
did you see that, Tom?
Yes.
What'd you think? I thought it was pretty good.
I liked it. I liked it.
It feels like if you like the first Beetlejuice, you would like this movie. Like it's just like, oh, they made another Beetlejuice.
My only criticism would be that I felt like it had one too many storylines.
Well, there was that like there was like a B or maybe even
like
a C
B
plot.
And a C plot.
There was like a C plot,
the
if anything. Actually,
there's the wife,
the ex-wife. Yeah, the ex-wife was the one that felt like didn't pay off.
Right. And then there's the cop character, and they try to have him have like these like this personal journey as well.
I liked him though, because he was entertaining. I mean,
no, Willem Dafoe's cop was awesome.
Willem Dafoe.
I didn't dislike, I didn't dislike Monica Bellucci's character who plays Beetlejuice's ex-wife.
No,
but it was just when she showed up at the end, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. You've been doing like there was no reason. Like they use it. It's a really weird way for them to.
He just had that idea of that scene that he wanted with the character at the beginning. Like that's what it feels like. Like her entrance to the movie was awesome.
Oh, it's very
and then nothing
cool.
else basically happens with her.
I love the effect on when she, sucks people's souls. Like I thought that was really good. I loved the flashback to like how they got married. I thought that was hilarious. I think it's maybe a little bit more flawed than the first one, but I think it's still really, really good.
I love all the use of like practical effects.
I loved seeing more of the weird underworld.
Yeah.
And like how all that works. Like, yeah,
it was fun.
I did enjoy it. I thought the ending was a bit weird. I don't know how I felt about the way it ended, but
yeah,
I guess we'll see how I feel when they inevitably do Beetlejuice 3, because this movie made $1 gajillion.
Well, they got it. I mean, they also set it up. Like this one was called Beetlejuice. So you got to do Beetlejuice. You got to do Beetlejuice.
You got to do the third one. 100%.
Yeah, you have to do Beetlejuice. I'm very excited though. Tonight I'm going to see Terrifier 3. I have to. So it doesn't have it comes out tonight.
Right.
Okay.
And a little over a week ago, Matt was like, all right, we're going to get tickets. And I went to go get tickets. And basically every screen that was playing it nearby was closed. Like, was like full. Like I couldn't get 3 seats or more like next to each other anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Which I was shocked by for this movie. Like a week ahead of time. I was very surprised that was the case for Terrifier.
It's big.
So we have to go somewhere like a little farther away, which is why I have to leave early so I can get there. But I'm excited for you guys. Got to watch Terrifier 2. You can honestly just skip 1. You can just go right to 2.
I gotta watch it because my friend's in it, so like I feel like I have to watch it. But just
don't
think about
Tom.
it.
You just don't get high when you watch it.
It's not even the highness. It's just it's more the I think I would have to do it in sittings. The idea of like a 3-hour rock.
Well, it's
block.
2.5.
Okay, 2.5. It's better.
So it's a long movie, but it's not Lord of the Rings.
Right. Okay.
Honestly, I think you will have a fun because it is a fun time because it's so insane that you do it with the lights on, right? And you and Brooke will just be like, you'll be screaming at the TV. You'll be like, what the fuck? Oh my God.
It's because the thing for me is like gore stuff doesn't really get me. In fact,
Tom,
very much.
Me either. This is a different beast.
This sets it too.
You've never seen anything like this in your life.
What does that mean?
Terrifier is like an experience. It's like going on a roller coaster. Like it is.
But when you say that, See, that's what brings that is what stops me every time is you say it's like a roller coaster. I'm like a 2.5 hour roller coaster. Like, could it be a tight 90? You know what I
It's
mean?
intense.
Like,
it's intense.
maybe
That's what I'm excited about for tonight. I mean, so this one's 2 hours, so it's still a little bit longer than I would like.
I'll watch
I think,
whatever the
but
next Ghibli movie is right after is like a palate cleanser.
I mean, we don't really have that much. I mean, when do you have to go? Because we don't have a presentation. We don't have the challenge. I feel like we're.
What do you mean?
For what? Well, we got news.
Oh,
We got
Stuff
mail.
to talk about.
all right. Sorry.
Oh
There's
my
a new
God.
Nintendo product.
Yeah. Jesus
Right.
Christ.
It was in the.
All right, it
was
sounds
in
like
the-
we're ready for news.
Let's
Yeah,
do it.
let's go to news. Forgot about that. Even though it was in the fucking coming attractions. Or no, previously on.
Coming attractions.
Oh.
There's a new segment. I love that. Coming
We
attractions.
should do next time on.
Well, I mean, we did
Previously
that.
on?
We
We
did
tried
that.
to do
Remember
next time
Matt?
on.
Oh,
Matt
that's
was
right. You did try to
inventing-
do that. Yeah,
Because
that's right.
the
I'm
thing I
sorry.
needed for next time on is I can't be recording them myself.
Right,
So I
right.
asked Matt to do it, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll do it." And that lasted all of about like I think 4 episodes.
That
don't
was
even think it was
very
that many,
difficult
but yeah.
to do.
It would have been great if we could have kept it up, but he you know, it's hard to get people to
Yeah, sure.
do that.
Sure.
Tom, news me. Let's start with the coming attractions.
Let's talk about Alarmo.
I bought it.
I know. Did you get it? People have been getting it in the mail already.
I thought it comes in like 2025.
No. People have been getting it in the mail. Like it comes like now. You're gonna get your Alarmo very soon.
But why does it say coming in 2025 when you Google it?
I don't know.
Like even the Verge article, Nintendo is making an alarm clock so you can wake up. It's called Alarmo and it's out in early 2025.
Oh, I don't. It must be. Maybe Nintendo fucked
you can
up.
purchase it early now.
It's been arriving. Like the
Yeah.
Verge ordered one and has one.
Yep, no, but they were selling it at the store. You could go to the store and buy it that day.
Store.
So
Okay,
I think
maybe
that's
that
probably
was-
where they got it.
Gotcha. Maybe that was
Yeah.
it. Yes.
Like I have an order confirmation, but I don't have a estimated shipping or anything like that yet.
Gotcha. Okay, that's where I was confused.
I guess we'll see, but maybe they will. Maybe they will ship it soon. Maybe for Nintendo subscribers, you will get it soon. I mean, that'd be sick.
Right.
I can't wait. Let's talk about it.
This seems
Okay.
like okay, look, this seems like the most
If you have an article
annoying-
for it, because I didn't really look into it that much. So if you already have one for it, I
An
know it
article?
has just like the details of it.
Sure.
Like what a
It has the display. It's a circular display.
okay.
It has the time.
It's not.
Whatever. It's a circle. What do you mean? it's
Okay,
not?
so it's a square display in a black circle, but this display part is
All right,
still
fine.
like
Okay, fine. The display is square, but the thing is circle. Whatever.
like that. Yeah.
So it has the time, and if you want to set the alarm for you to wake up, you can do so. And
Yeah.
you can wake up to the sound of Mario, and then the clock will watch you as you wake up, and as you make movements and start to awake, it will start playing like ding, 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 like you getting coins. And then like as you wake up even more, you can maybe hear the theme for Odyssey. And
So
okay. You can do that every morning. And I told you in the chat, I'm coming out with a new alarm clock called Alarmo. Okay, and you can wake up to the sounds of the spanker.
Slink
every
with
morning.
Cortana this fall.
But, that's my
good.
that's
There
my
you go.
cynical view on it. This looks like an annoyance that you'll never use, but
This looks like an annoyance.
All right, so
Chris,
Tom,
go ahead.
you can choose between Mario
Mhm.
Odyssey, Legend of Zelda, Splatoon, Breath of the Wild, Splatoon 3, Pikmin 4, or Ring Fit Adventure. And whichever one you pick, it will customize the theme for. And then you get the alarm clock, which it'll play like animations and stuff on the alarm clock, and it will play some music and stuff going along with it. Breath of the Wild seems like a really good one.
While you're sleeping.
Yeah,
or
that's to wake
waking
you
up.
While
up.
you're sleeping.
Well, I'm
That's
just
when you're
saying it's
waking up.
playing animations, and you're gonna wake up every morning and go, "Oh yes, the
And
animations
then
on my alarm clock."
so this was the thing. So this was the thing that we talked about though. Was it's really funny that we said like maybe it's a watch, maybe
Right.
there's motion,
Yeah, to
maybe
make
there's
it clear
sleep.
for
We got
people, the
all
thing in
three parts.
the previously on is this product. This is the product that we were speculating about.
It's so fucking funny, Tom, because I was like, well, it's supposed to be good at detecting motion. So it's basically sending out radio Wi-Fi waves. And when you interrupt them by moving, it detects your movement through that.
Right.
It will then make noises basically to get you to get up. And when it detects that you've actually gotten up and you're not just
Right.
stirring, that's when it will alternate the music to the I'm awake music. So that's what he was talking about with like Super Mario Brothers. So play that song. I don't know. I'm fucking into it. It's the dumbest thing. I think it looks dope as hell though. I think this looks so cool. If I was like, I mean, I'm basically putting a product for a child
I was just
next to
gonna
my
say,
bed.
yeah, if you're like 10.
If you're a kid, this is sick.
Listen, Tom, I don't know what you next to my bed, Chris, I don't know if you remember this, but my like lamp on my nightstand
I
was
love
a
lamp.
mini school locker.
Yeah.
And it had
what?
like a mini school locker.
Okay.
Yeah, I do remember this. Yeah.
And it had like a bat next to it. Like that's the kind of cool, well, I say cool. People probably look
Alex
nice.
likes to imagine his room was like, hey, Arnold's.
I mean, I wish it was. That would have been.
You also had that really ugly, like, plaster Yoda.
Yeah, that I made.
Yeah, but it was hideous. It was scary.
Yeah. I mean,
That I made that.
yeah, I made it.
I made that.
Unbelievable.
I didn't take you for the sentimental type.
And then you want to talk about sentimental. Then he kept this like handle of alcohol for like years from like a New Year's party because he was like, oh, I finished this, and he just like held on to it for years.
It wasn't.
That's
No,
a college
you
move.
and I
All
finished
right.
it. Yeah, that was
That
a
is
college thing. It's gone now. I don't have
That's
any
a
of that
college
stuff.
move.
I don't have any of that childish shit now. I got
It's
Lego.
somewhere in a box in the garage.
And multiple DeLoreans.
That I won't let the kid play with. I don't even let her come down here anymore.
That's
She's
amazing.
kind of mad about that actually.
Really?
Oh, really?
She's not allowed
That's
down.
hilarious.
No, I don't let her down here anymore. The last time she came down here, she ripped the Dragon Ball Z box that had the fucking Dragon Balls in it. She ripped it open, and then they're sitting on a nice pillow, and she ripped the fabric off the pillow part. And I'm like,
Oh my God.
I was screaming. I'm like, oh my God. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, you little shit? So
That's unbelievable.
I had to re-glue it. I had to re-glue the cardboard back together to make it all nice. And then she kept going for Doc and Marty again. And I was like, no, I'm not rescuing them again. Like, this isn't happening. You're not allowed down here anymore.
You really are getting like you're 4 or 5 years
down.
away from turning into the villain from the Lego movie.
That Lego City was pretty cool.
You're just inching closer to old Will Ferrell.
I love that. Okay, so Alarmo, I guess we'll get Chris's review in 2025.
I mean, hopefully it'll be here next week.
Maybe.
No,
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
I'd love to hear about it.
That'll be sick.
Big news, late Sunday, Halo had this kind of big announcement. I guess it was during the championships or whatever their fucking esports thing is called. But basically, the big news is that 343 Industries, which was the studio Microsoft formed to take over Halo after Bungie left, 343 Industries has now rebranded as Halo Studios.
No, 343 is dead, and now Halo.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You said they rebranded
as Halo Studios.
If you ask people on the internet, 343 was killed, and now there's a new studio.
Oh, I see. Oh, it's completely yes.
Because a lot of people hate 343 Studios. They're like, no, 343 Studios is dead, and now Halo Studios.
Long live Halo Studios. So there's Halo Studios, and then the big news to come alongside it is that Halo is moving to Unreal Engine 5, which I think is the first time we've officially heard this, but I think it's been a rumor for forever at this point. So they're moving to Unreal Engine 5. They're basically saying that they were struggling to build Halo games and work on the engine, which was called Slipspace. And them on top of that, and this is a complaint you hear about a lot of studios that use bespoke engines, is that it's hard to onboard people because people have never used it because it's proprietary. So they come in and we have to get people onboarded. And so this will make it a lot easier to hire more talent, which is what they're part of the reason when they announced this now is because they needed it to be public because they need to get talent on top. They built 3 biomes essentially, one being the idea was old, new, and alien. So one of them is kind of this Pacific Northwest like environment that is dominated the Halo ring itself and was all you experienced in Infinite. Then they built like a snow level, and then they did this one that was like a flood infested world,
which I don't like because I would like for the flood to never return to the game.
I mean, this is just a proof of concept. It's called Project Foundry, and it's not a game. It's just an internal research tool. But
yeah,
there are several.
But you're not
Halo
researching
games.
how to make the flood unless you're making the flood.
Sure,
but they're probably remaking the original Halo.
I think a Halo 1 Unreal 5 engine remake is probably in the cards.
Coming to PS5.
I mean, look, if the original trilogy, like if you did the original trilogy again, like come on now,
put it on PS5,
ODST, dude, we'd be playing
Reach
that
remake.
No
Reach remake.
Oh, Reach is so good.
Reach Unreal 5
that
remake.
That soundtrack, that Reach soundtrack. Oh, man, I sit on a desert island by myself. Now,
what would you want?
No, you got to bring the Halo 5 Guardians, Alex. Remember?
All right, Halo 5 :
Guardians.
If you two had the opportunity to be like, this is the project I want, would you want a remake?
No,
of the
I want them to
or
make
you want
another
new stuff?
game, but
okay,
but do it in you don't need to make it. I know that like open world is like you don't need to do an open world.
No,
like,
you don't.
You don't. You can
do
it.
But you can continue Infinite because we're like just where we are because they introduced some new enemy. So at the end, and we're on the Halo, and we've only explored the broken part of that giant Halo. So
fine,
just
but then
go to the rest of the Halo.
But make it so much more interesting than have it look the same throughout the entire map. The entire map looks exactly the same no matter where I'm sitting. Fucking make it look nice. Make it look really cool. Make it look like it's actually inhabited.
Or let's do Halo Earth Assault, and we play as the Covenant.
Sure.
And we go and attack and destroy the Earth.
And
Master Chief is an enemy that shows up sometimes. And whenever he shows up, like you basically have to figure out how to escape and survive because you can never take Master Chief down. But maybe there's some other Spartans or characters that you got to take down that are big. But Master Chief's this like enemy that is unkillable.
Okay.
And then you can play as like elites.
Yeah.
Murder.
There's a lot of potential cool ideas. I'm hopeful regarding all of this. They seem very hopeful, and I'm glad that a studio is finally getting the investment it needs and like the resources it seemingly needs in order to make things happen, rather than the opposite where it's like, oh, a studio doesn't succeed, therefore we're going to hack away at it, and now it's even more difficult for them to succeed. So we're
getting that third person Halo Infinite stuff.
We are getting
December, November.
It's very soon. It's very soon.
It's pretty cool.
So exciting stuff.
Yeah,
exciting stuff on the Halo front.
I'm here
a couple of very quick ones. Alien Isolation 2 was confirmed. This is a sequel to the kind of horror game. What is the name of those games where you're like hiding and shit? But yeah, so Alien Isolation, beloved Alien game, getting a sequel. As announced as a part of its 10-year anniversary. The original Red Dead Redemption is coming to PC for the first time. Red Dead Redemption 2 has launched on PC, but Red Dead Redemption 1 has never been on it before. So it is finally coming, and it's getting a bunch of, modern updates. But it is not. It is a port. It isn't like a remake or remaster. It's just going to have like 4K textures and stuff like that.
Got it.
So if you've never played Red Dead Redemption, which is a phenomenal game, You can now play it on PC. And then the last little bit of news is some weird fucking Nintendo is taking applications from people for a Nintendo Switch Online playtest program, which is very bizarre because they've never done anything like this before, and we don't have any idea. You can just apply, and they just said, "Hey, it's the Nintendo Switch Online playtest program, and you can apply to be a part of it." And that is it. We don't know anything else. Everyone is speculating that it is somehow Switch 2 related, which is possible, I guess. I also think it'll be, I mean, God, for fuck's sake, they just gave us Alarmo after we speculated that we were getting like a DS peripheral.
So but we also speculated it could be something while we're sleeping, so which was fucking correct.
Yeah. So
and it could tell the time. So
yeah, we did kind of nail it. It has a display. Yeah, so it's possible. We'll see. We'll see. I think we'll hear about Switch Tunes soon. So
yeah, and then what?
Hopefully.
Splatoon 4, or I don't know. Or are we gonna get like Splatoon 3 Deluxe?
I think we'll get Splatoon 4 because everyone thought that they would port Splatoon 1 to Switch and they didn't. They just
yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
So I think
that's a game that would look incredible on better hardware.
I think we're getting Mario 3D launch.
Oh yeah, of course. We're absolutely getting a Mario 3D at launch. It feels like there's no other, and there'll be something stupid like 1-2 Switch and what was that
1,
other
2 Switch 2?
What was the one with the arms? So there's gonna be some dumb new thing.
Like I said, when we did that Smash thing, I played as Min for a round. Arms just was sent out to die, unfortunately, because it's a game that should have come out toward the end of the Switch's life cycle after tens of millions of people had their hands on it. It would have been. But it unfortunately came out so early.
Only at the beginning of the life cycle can you convince people that like maybe the new motion controller is good.
Yes, that is the other side of the sword.
So, I mean, that's why people bought it.
We are talking about a company that for some reason just made Alarmo.
Because it's awesome. I can't wait. Teresa's gonna hate it.
Oh, she's gonna hate it. She's gonna hate it. Okay, that's all the news for the week.
Okay. It's all the olds.
All the olds.
Unrankedpodcast.com. You can go to our show notes, questions for the pod, in our Discord link. Here's one. Cereal before or after milk?
Before.
Cereal before milk. Yes, correct. You pour the milk into the cereal.
So I used to do that.
Oh, here we go.
I used to do that. Now what I'll do is I'll do the milk and I'll pour some cereal in and then pour some more cereal in, like as I'm eating, and then I'll just refill the cereal because then it never goes soggy. I'm always having fresh, crunchy cereal. Whereas if you do it the opposite way, it's a race. You're in a race. Now, the way Alex eats food, he's always in a race, so it's not a problem.
Yeah, it's not a problem for him.
If you eat food like Alex does, not a problem. I like to enjoy a slow bowl of cereal, over an extended period of time. Alex would probably suggest. Then you refill the cereal into it kind of goes either way. Sometimes if I'm just doing a bowl, like a single bowl, I'm not gonna be sitting and eating, watching not that I even eat cereal all that much, but it could go either way, in my opinion, is what I would say.
Wow. Okay. After all that, it could go either way.
Yeah. Yep. If I don't have time to be sitting down, like watching One Piece on Sunday morning while eating some cereal, then I'm just going to put the cereal and put the milk in, eat the bowl, be done with it. But when I'm like, I'm going to watch TV while I do this, I'll just bring the box over with me, fill the bowl with the milk, and then just, put in some cereal, eat it, put in some more cereal, eat it. So it just kind of depends.
All
Narcus said, have you guys ever tried online role play? I've just gotten back into watching Mr. Moon, and it's always fascinated me, but I've never tried it. Just to clarify what I'm talking about, there's roleplay servers for games like Red Dead Redemption 2 where you can't just run around and kill other people for the fun of it. I hope this makes sense. Yeah, he's not talking about kinks. Although for some, it might be.
Online role play? Like, what do you mean? Like when we played...
Oh, here's to clarify what he's talking about. There's online roleplay servers for games like Red Dead Redemption 2 where you can't just run around and kill other people for the fun of it.
Oh,
no,
I've never played that.
I guess thing, yeah.
I guess like maybe in GTA
had
also
a big one, yeah.
Sure.
GTA has a big one.
Didn't they buy that company?
They bought the company that put that
are
together.
They going to incorporate that like somehow into the next online?
The speculation is that it will be built into whatever GTA 6 Online is, which would make a lot of sense.
I don't think I even understand how it works.
They've built servers that have specific parameters, so the game functions to a certain rule set.
So the game is like modded, essentially.
From what I understand, I could be wrong, but from everything that I've heard, that's essentially what it is. Or I don't know if it's like you have to hold yourself to a certain form of conduct and you get penalized if you fuck up.
Interesting. No, I've never done it. I've never bothered with it, but I also don't watch streams. I feel like this is probably something that only people that like watch Twitch streams and stuff do.
Yeah, so here we go. Reddit says primarily it's a mod called 5M. It's all real people and essentially people acting. So yeah, it is that. I guess it's modded. So the game is modded.
Okay.
I don't know to what extent. It might depend on the server, or I don't know how it works. But yes, those features. I mean, it wouldn't be so different from like the fact, like Starfield, for example, has Xbox mods, so it would essentially be some kind of built-in. You can create servers that, and they'll bundle that, because isn't there like a GTA subscription, like Shark Card subscription or whatever? Like they'll do something like that where it's like a monthly fee, because they're the one company that can get away with running a subscription fee. Like that is the one game that could still do a subscription fee, and it would be bundled in there where you get like private servers and things like that, so you could host role-playing worlds and other things, because there's money to be made in that for sure. So yeah, so I've never done it.
Yeah.
It's the short of it. It's looked cool from what I've caught. It just I think that if it were to be a thing, as I just described for 6, I would definitely give it a go. It would be fun for us to give it a go. But no, never done that. Never done that.
I think that's it. Short episode.
Yep.
Short and sweet. This is good because it gives me time to go get ready. All right. Well, we got an episode next week. It's the 450th episode.
Holy Snikes.
Yeah. We're gonna be 3 times over the original Pokedex. All right. Well, that was it. Thanks for joining us. We have a presentation next week. We have a challenge next week. Yeah. So until then, stay unranked.
Suck it.
And suck it.